Of course, thank you, William and Edmund there on set. I am here in the Grace and You kitchen where we're sticking with the theme for the Chinese New Year's. Of course, we've been joined by Lee Mark Chang from Cheongsan. Very little introduction necessary there.
Good morning, good morning.
And Sharon, of course, we're welcoming him into your set to be able to make a very special dish.
That's right. Today is going to be something new to me, and I'm very curious about all this because it's something new that I would a different way to prepare fish. And let me ask you, why is it that you have it set on those celery there?
It's so that the fish can be cooked from the bottom and also from the top at the same time.
Okay, so this fish is going to be steamed, right?
Yes, it's going to be steamed.
So, Lee Mark, what are we making today?
We're making the steamed fish with ginger and scallions. And we brought a nice fresh grouper right here. And I guess we get started.
Let's get started.
Okay.
Right ahead. So.
Now, is there any particular traditional dish that Chinese tend to have for their New Year?
Yes, there's a lot of dishes that are been brought out every year. Of course, the roast pig is one of them. The black moss with mushrooms and dried oysters is another one of them. So I mean, there's a lot of chicken is a must, duck is a must. You know, the New Year's dinner must represents prosperity.
Okay.
So you have a feast. Okay.
So more is better. So you got to be really full.
Yes. More is always better.
So what you chopped there was the ginger, right?
Yes, this is the ginger. We cut it in shreds, and we'll put the seasoning on it first.
Okay.
Okay. First we have some chicken stock right here in the powder form. So we just sprinkle it over the fish.
So you're gonna do something.
Is that the Malheur consommé?
Yes, any chicken stock would be fine. Any one of the chicken stock would be fine.
Checking.
We also have sugar here.
Oh, a little bit of sugar.
Yes.
So it's like a dry rub that you're making?
Not really. It's just there, and it will. When you steam it, there will be some sauce that are left in the pot. But when you steam it, all of this will melt while it's cooking.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And also some, I guess you call this a Chinese salt. Everyone knows a Chinese salt, but the correct name for it is the MSG. It's a little bit enhance the flavor.
It's coarser than the regular salt, is it? Okay.
Yes. And then you place
we have some ginger. Okay.
Ginger over it.
Smells good.
All right. He hasn't even cooked yet. He smells good. The ginger makes it real good.
Well, I love ginger, so
let me help you here.
Okay.
There you go.
So put it into the steamer. 8 minutes.
The first thing I notice when I step in here is this big pot. So
And
what
that's
are
a
we going to
steamer.
cook? But this is, of course, the steamer.
And for people at home would go like a steamer. Well, how could I do this fish? You know, they have smaller steamers.
Yes, they have smaller steamers available at the Chinese stores. I guess Salmon Quantum would definitely have the smaller ones. Definitely, you'll have to adjust to the plate size to put it.
Could you use one of these little rocks and put it into a pot and just put the fish on there and put a cover on there with the water underneath?
Yes, you can.
Perfect.
Once the fish fits, the plate fits, and the fish fits, then it can be done.
You know, for people that could use what they have at home.
Yes.
It's like you have these little strainers or stuff
that they make their own steamers in.
Yes.
Could make up their own steamers.
They have a little stand that you could put into, I guess, one of those bigger pots.
That's right.
And you could have it covered, but you have to use a smaller plate to make sure you put it in.
All right.
And when you take it out, you have to be very careful of the edges because you get your hands burned.
Very hot. Yeah.
And this takes like 8 minutes.
8 minutes, yes.
To do. And so what else do you use?
Okay, right now we're preparing the scallions that we'll put on the fish when it's finished.
Okay.
You know, I always envision that someday I'll be able to have those kind of chopping skills.
Practice makes perfect.
And some injuries as well, I'm sure.
Well, would you like to try?
Let's see. Is the secret in the knife?
Yes, well, the knife is very necessary. What you do is, you take your fingernails and curl it backwards. And you let the knife on the edge rub on the tips of your finger.
Okay, Lee Mark, we don't have enough time to try that one.
We have a lot of time. We have I think, 7 more minutes.
Okay, moving toward tea. I'm a disaster at that one.
Can you go ahead and you chop those up?
Okay.
Let me. We have tea here. It won't be perfect if it's you don't have your tea to go along with your Chinese food.
Okay.
And what we have here is some of the Grace tea that originally made here in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And we have the ginger and the honey, and we have just the plain ginger and the traditional
tea, which is a Caribbean tea blend.
That's right. That's what we have here in this little pot here. We have a couple tea bags in there to draw, and so we have our traditional tea, and it's just simple tea here. We don't have it with anything. Tea usually is really good just drinking tea.
Yeah.
So, or some people would add a little sugar to it, and that should make it fine. So basically, this is just the tea to go along with that.
So of course, Grace has their tea line as well with the regular flavor and the ginger honey. I'm sure the ginger honey must be really good.
Definitely.
That would probably complement our meal for today.
You have a bad cold. You drop a mint in there and should clear everything out. You know. So there we go.
All right. So let's pour out some tea so we can have in the meantime.
Okay. Here we go.
The Chinese typically have the green tea, though, don't they?
Yeah. There's different types of tea. There's the oolong, the jasmine, the green tea. There are different flavors of the tea.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. Other staples in the celebration for...
thank you.
This will help you with your cold. Other staples in the celebration for the Chinese New Year's. You said that they had part of the celebration last night.
Yes, the Princess Casino sponsored a 10-course buffet. Usually, the course of the dinner usually goes about 8, 9, or 10. They usually don't go 7. 7 means which is bad luck. So they had the 10-course meal, including shark fin soup, steamed local chicken, barbecue ducks, the mushrooms, the mushrooms with the black moss.
A whole lot of food, huh?
Oh, there was a lot of food. There was a lot of food. I think there was about maybe 300 to 400 people. That had a buffet line.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers.
Happy New Year.
And the celebration continues over the next couple of days.
Yes, it happens next couple of days. It's usually it's a 1 week holiday.
Yeah.
Celebrations, visiting family.
It's cool.
That's exhausting. 1 week of. I mean, I'm envious, but 1 week is a pretty long time. Yeah. How have you found the Belizean community? Of course, you know, working at Chongsan, everybody comes there and everybody gets their food there and they have their taste of the Chinese flavor. But how have you found Belizeans accepting the different variety of foods that the Chinese has to offer?
At work, we have as you know, there's the dim sum, there's the Japanese, there's the local, what we call the local menu, and there's the Chinese menu. So it's different foods on different menus. So we have some of the Chinese food that are, I guess you call it localized, that are cooked and adding the local vegetables to, you know, to the majority of the public.
Like this fish, excuse me, this fish, did you do anything different from what you guys would have
No, this fish here is on our Chinese menu.
Okay.
We have a makeshift tank, a freezer tank on the side of the restaurant, and the customers can go in and pick their fish.
Fresh fish.
Fresh.
All right.
Fresh fish. Fresh is always best.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And you were talking about adding that local flavor onto the food.
It's, for example, like the chow mein, you know, they use bok choy, but there's no bok choy in Belize, so cabbage was
substitute for that.
Was substitute for it.
Okay.
But there's a lot of different dishes.
I had a very interesting. I had a garlic fried chicken last week when I was there, and it had cilantro, and I thought it added such a different flavor to the chicken as well.
That dish is called the crispy garlic chicken.
The crispy garlic chicken,
It's very, very crispy. It has cilantro, scallions,
and garlic.
And garlic, yes, and fried garlic. Actually, it's not the raw garlic; it's fried garlic.
Yeah.
It's pre-prepared with some salt. You mix it up. It's very good.
Yeah,
it's been a
and I think that the cilantro really gives it a completely different flavor.
Well, you know, cilantro is something that
we all love here in Belize, without a doubt.
Well, we have some cilantro here for garnishing for the fish when it comes. So I think we have a minute and a half more, and
okay. So what more will you be doing with the fish after we take it out?
Okay, when we come, then we'll use hot oil to place the scallions over the fish, and when we put the hot oil over the fish on top of with the scallions, it'll take out the scallions flavor, and it also goes into the fish. Then you add soy sauce, a plate, and serve.
Yeah.
Very simple, very simple. It can be done easy at home.
Sounds very tasty.
Now, of course, we're here in the Grace and You kitchen, and we have to find out more about the Grace products that you tend to utilize most.
Well, I guess they have the soy sauce right here today, and they have the olive oil that we'll be using also. So that is the two products that we'll be using today.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I know we'll be getting ready to take out our fish in a bit, so we're going to get the pot ready.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Does it matter how hot it is?
Yes, you would definitely want to.
So you're cleaning it out there.
It's also cleaning, and also make sure that there's take out the excess water. Reason being, if you keep the water in there and you heat it up and you put oil, then it will start burn you.
Burn you, yeah. To make sure it's nice and dry.
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure it's nice and dry, guys, because it'll definitely give you a nasty burn.
I know. Water and oil.
We don't want that for sure.
Okay.
All right. There you go with the Kent.
Just a little oil. That'll be more than enough.
So like a couple tablespoons.
Okay, let me take this.
Okay.
Fish,
I'll
this
step
stuff.
back
Just
with this
excuse me.
one. So
Me
now
neither.
we're going to see the grouper. Look at that steam.
Okay.
So
All
the scallions
right, there you
right
go.
on top.
Yes.
And we can still see the ginger there. Okay, we're heating up the oil. There you go. Can you see that?
Looks good already.
It looks good already. Yes.
And once it's steamed, we know we're being healthy.
Yes, definitely. And if, for example, if you're on diet, you could use or diabetic or high blood pressure, you could use less soy sauce, and you could definitely know what you're putting in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You definitely know what you're putting in it.
Of course, using olive oil.
Excuse me.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Steamed fish in under 10 minutes. You can never say you don't have time to cook it.
Very fast.
And a little soy sauce.
Little soy
Smells
sauce
good.
right here, yes. For flavoring.
All right.
Get a good look at that over there.
There we go.
Right.
There we go. We had our steamed fish done in under 10 minutes. I have to highlight that because some people always say they don't have time to cook. Lee Mark, we do want to thank you for coming in and sharing this recipe with us. And wish you a happy new year, of course.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the week.
It's going to be a long week. It's going to be a long week. We have a lunch banquet that we're having at the Princess King's Room this coming Sunday.
Oh, okay.
And we have a lot of people coming. Every year we have almost full house. We have a full house already. 60 tables at 11 per table.
Wow.
And it's going to
It's
be
usually a grand celebration.
yes, and it's a 10-course meal also.
Whoa.
All right. So, any best wishes for the new year that you want to send out?
Well, Happy New Year. 恭喜發財.
I want to try that.
恭喜發財.
Kong Hei Fa Choi.
Yes.
All right, there I said it. Other words, Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us in Grace and You Kitchen. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be downstairs and wrapping up, and I'll share some of the fish and have some tea with William. We'll be back in a few.
All right. Smells really good.
Well, you guys-
Let me